Hello and welcome to another update video about the DXY. DXY is currently behaving as intended in the current primary scenario, which still indicates a current decline into the low $90 region. That hasn't changed at all from previous updates. By the way, let me just change something here. So that hasn't changed at all from previous updates. The primary scenario, or my base case, so the base case is anyway that we will get sort of into the low $90 region. There are two different scenarios how we get there, so we can talk about that, but that's my base case. So in the main scenario, we had an A wave to the downside that bottomed here in February. Then an ABC structure in a B wave that actually topped in October. And we're now coming down in the C wave. We've actually started that C wave. Basically, we are still within wave 1 of C, the C wave to the downside that can take us into that low $90 region. That's basically, so that move to the downside is basically a 5-wave move, and we are basically still in the first wave of that C wave, which is again a 5-wave move. So in this scenario, obviously we've just started that C wave basically in October. And if I zoom in a little bit, obviously within the sub waves of that C wave, we'd like to have a 5-wave move. Currently, I can only see 3 waves down. I already mentioned in the previous videos that the structure of the decline is an absolute mess. And as long as we only have 3 waves down, and because it looks so messy, it actually looks corrective, not impulsive to the downside, it leaves the door open for a reset of the B wave higher. And that would be my alternative scenario. Still would suggest that we will come down into the low $90 region, but we will not do that until we have reset the B wave a little higher. So anyway, let's talk about the main scenario, which is here wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. We're now in the wave 4. We've actually reached the resistance area or target for the 4th wave. And then one more low would be anticipated in the white wave count. Basically, to keep the white wave count alive, I need to see another low. Basically, one more low below $102.46. Resistance is between $104.21 and $105.30. And above $105.30, I will assume that the B wave is going to be reset. This here is likely just an A, B, C structure. So could still get a few more moves higher also in the wave 4. But then at some point in this resistance area, I would like to see a reaction for one more low below the 3rd wave low. So below $102.44. So in the reset of the B wave a little higher, yeah, how would that look like? Well, I would have to assume that this here is an A wave. The move down in 3 waves was the B wave. And we're now moving up in a 5-wave pattern. So I will get some clarity about that, and that this is actually what's likely going to unfold. If I see a 5-wave move above resistance, so I need to see a break above $105.30 in 5 waves ideally. Yeah. So at the moment it's a bit too early. We need to pay attention to the relevant levels. They should all be communicated, and then I think the next 1 or 2 weeks should give us some clarity about those basically two questions. You know, or it's just one question. Are we in this C wave to the downside already, or are we still in the B wave? But both are part of the same overall scenario, part of the same base case that the DXY should head down lower in this larger C wave eventually. That's my update about the DXY. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. Link is in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.